This is Jon Schaffer from Iced Earth, and you are watching LA Metal Media.
LA Metal Media with Allie, Jorgen.
Hey everybody, this is Allie Jorgen from LA Metal Media, and we are live in Los Angeles. We are with Jon from Iced Earth.
Hey.
Good to have you here. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
Yeah, no problem.
The new album is amazing. What's the reaction been like on tour?
Really good, really good. We started off in Europe in early January, and this set is pretty heavy on the new record. A lot of classics too, but the reception's been awesome.
Is there one that's emerging like a fan favorite?
I would say it has to be somewhere maybe Raven Wing or Clear the Way. I'm not sure. They're all getting strong reactions though. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
I have to say Raven Wing is my absolute favorite.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
What's the message on the lyric video is amazing. What's the inspiration behind that one?
It's just this. I think it's very personal for me, and it's a story of spiritual growth. Let's just
Very
put it that
awesome.
way.
I think that's why I really like it. It's
Yeah.
really, really nice.
Cool.
You've been through some serious challenges in recent years. How do you channel that energy into the songwriting for this record?
I think the important thing for this one was to be able to take some time away. And even though I really wasn't off, I was out of the public eye for a while, but I was working on building the headquarters building after my surgery. So, the band went through a lot, and really we burned ourselves out from the schedule that we had, and the former management was really pretty brutal, like the way things were handled. And so we had to basically go through a period. Plus, like I said, I had my second cervical spine fusion. First one was in 2000, and then the second was in 2014. So it took some time to heal up from that. And then I decided, instead of like immediately getting back into the studio, it was better to focus on building the headquarters building and getting all of that set up in the studio built so that we have a place going forward that we can do our own productions and everything.
I wanted to talk about that. That's exciting. It seems like the headquarters had a big part to play in the making of this record.
Yeah, absolutely did. Yes. Yeah. And it was great to have it, for pre-production's a big deal in Iced Earth, and to be able to have a place again where I can go and just turn myself off from the rest of the world and start channeling all that energy that I think is what turns into the music. And it was great. So
Awesome.
the production itself was really intense, but we always spend a good amount of time in pre-production, and that allows us to really be prepared for when we start master tracking. So.
And you have a new guitar player.
Yep.
How did he fit into the songwriting and the recording process?
Well, he came in late. So as far as writing goes, he didn't do any on this one, but all of the solos are his, and they're awesome. So, he's great. I'm looking forward to. He's a great guy. Fits with us. The chemistry is awesome, and so I'm looking forward to writing with him in the future. For sure, we will be for sure.
And the title of the CD is Incorruptible. What does that mean to you?
Well, a lot of people think it has something to do with politics, but it doesn't at all. Actually, it just has to do with the dedication to Iced Earth, which I've been completely dedicated since its inception, and it's just about staying true to that vision, and not wavering from the point, and that's just always the way it's been, regardless of the changes in the personnel or whatever we've gone through, business situations that we've been in, and some pressures from labels to kind of change the direction in order to sell more records or whatever, and it's just not an option.
Awesome. And Iced Earth fans are so fiercely loyal.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is still after all this time?
I think it's just because of what I said. They know they don't have to worry about Iced Earth changing and taking an about face and betraying them and what we've done through all these years. I mean, it's not going to happen, and they know that. So I think it's a loyalty thing. I'm loyal to them. They're loyal to me. We are loyal to them. And they're loyal to us. And it's just I think that's what it is. I don't know.
Awesome.
They're really passionate, and it's awesome. It's a great thing.
Okay, so the song Black Flag about the pirates. The video is also amazing. The song's amazing.
It was fun.
I'd like to talk about the video, but it almost seems like the song could be about iced earth.
It actually is about Iced Earth in a lot of ways. I mean, and we definitely have an identity shared with Vikings and pirates and that kind of the nomadic lifestyle and so yeah, we just have a steel pirate ship with wings. I mean, well, wings or wheels. It depends on where we're going around the planet. But so yeah, I mean that's our ship. But we do consider ourselves very pirate-like.
And so the making of the video.
Yeah, that was fun. That was over in Serbia, and we were doing a lot of shows in the summer last year. And so but we got stuck in Munich. We got stuck in Frankfurt overnight. So we showed up on the second day, the scheduled second day of shoot, halfway through, and it was it was already 2:00 in the morning by the time we got into costume. So we ended up having to change our flight and fly on the day of the show to Luxembourg, which is always a little bit risky.
Wow.
But we did it because we flew all the way to Serbia to make a killer video. So
And it turned out awesome.
yeah, it was fun. It was definitely a fun thing to do.
It's really good. So Clear the Way, a lot of people may not know the history behind that.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, it's a pretty in-depth story, but the basic overview is it's really a tribute to the Irish Brigade in the American Civil War, and there were Irish brigades on both sides, so that's kind of what it focuses on. A little bit more towards the Union side in this particular song, but they ended up facing off against each other, sort of by a trick of fate. I think that the Confederate side that was behind the wall on Murray's Heights, the Irish Brigade over there, saw that the Union was charging directly towards them, and you got to think that these guys were, they came to the country as immigrants, running away from some pretty brutal tyranny that was going on there at the time, and looking for a new homeland. And then as soon as they get off the boats, they're being sort of seduced by either side to join in the fight for the whatever cause on either side. And so a lot of them, they were hungry and they needed work, and so they did it, and they just went through a lot of stuff, and that was a pretty heavy slaughter, in the Battle of Fredericksburg. And so, when you think about that, these guys came over to the United States to start a new life, and then they end up shooting at each other on that battlefield. It makes for a heavy story. So it's one of those things that's been stirring in my mind for many, many years, and it's just that kind of stuff happens. I know there's subjects that I'm going to write songs about when the time's right, and it was the right time for this one. So
That's awesome. And the song that you and Stu wrote, Brothers.
yep.
What's the story behind that one?
We just wanted to write a song that sort of, I don't know, man. It just about our brotherhood, about the bond that we have made, and how it just continually gets stronger through all of it. Through the entire move forward. I mean, Stu's already done more shows than all of the singers that have been in Iced Earth combined, and we've spent a lot of time on the road together and in the air together and whatever, and it's awesome. It's a really cool. The chemistry in the band is amazing, and there's been a lot of talent through the years in Iced Earth, and there's been periods where the chemistry's been really good, but this is like an alignment of some really special stuff. I think we all do. I mean, we're friends. We hang out together all the time.
That's awesome.
Even like when we don't have to be together having breakfast or lunch or dinner, but we always end up together.
Yeah.
And we stay up late at night on the bus and we're talking. We're not like phone zombies and watching movies. We're hanging out together.
Yeah.
And it's a really cool, very, very special, cool dynamic. I've been doing this a long time, so
That's
I know.
awesome. Probably important, probably why it's been so cohesive.
Yeah, and it's not to say that when Troy was awesome too, and he's an awesome human. He's still a brother. He's just out of the band now, but he came to our show in Indianapolis, and it was the first time he'd seen some of the guys in a while. So we had great chemistry with Troy too. So I'm not saying, but it's awesome the way Jake has come in and fit in so perfect with us, and he's actually like a younger version of Troy with his very dark and twisted sense of humor. So that's always good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to get back to the record, but I do have a question. We saw your video on Facebook about the merchandise.
Uh-huh.
What can you tell us about it? I know there's like LPs and amazing artwork. I saw
Yeah.
some of the artwork. It's incredible.
Yeah, the art team's fantastic, and it's my tattoo artist is the guy who's done the pencils for all of the stuff, and his name's David Newman Stump, and then the colorist is an artist named Roy Young, who was involved with Spawn and Chaos Comics, and he's Marvel Comics, and he's worked for tons of people.
Wow.
He's just an amazing illustrator. So those two make a pretty deadly duo, I got to say. But the vinyl that you're talking about, there was a lot of colors that were pressed on this album cycle of the art book and of the normal double 12-inch. And at the beginning, Sony gave us the opportunity to buy some exclusive colors for the band to be able to sell on tour. So I ordered 200 of the art books and 200 of the double LP worldwide. So we just kept 100 in Europe of each and 100 for North America. So they are starting to thin out some. The art books are hand numbered, but they're not cheap, but they're serious quality. That's
Absolutely.
the thing. It's that you're getting something. And the art book has 2 10-inch records and a CD, and the other one's just the 2 10-inch record or the 2 12-inch records. The 4 sides got an etching of Set on it, but full color booklet. And the art book has a bunch of behind the scenes text that I wrote in there about the writing of the songs or how things went in the studio or the direction of it or whatever. So it's got a lot of extra information, and it's something really special.
So then back to the record, The Great Heathen Army. It's like the perfect track to open the CD with.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you opened the show with that too. It seems like a perfect show opener.
We do open the show with it. We actually started doing that even before the album was released. We were headlining the Headbangers Ball in Europe. I think it was at the end of 2016 before the album was out, and it got a good response live. But yeah, that was Stu's idea lyrically, and he wrote the lyrics for that one. And it's funny because we've nicknamed ourselves the Pirates,
right.
The Viking pirate dudes.
Perfect.
We're like the breed, our own breed. And so early in the songwriting process, I've been actually wanting to write a song about the history of the pirates for a while anyway. So I took on that duty, and Stu is into he's into the Norse mythology thing a lot more than I am. So it worked out really good. And the song, once I started to get the intro to where I could really hear what was happening and how theatrical it was going to be, then, I knew that was going to be the opener of the album. So it worked out good.
Ghost Dance, the instrumental.
Yeah.
It's so haunting and amazing.
Yeah.
What made you decide to keep it as an instrumental?
I felt like the music said everything. There was a point where I was messing around with it and going. There was a few different directions I was going in. The working title was Trail of Tears, so I was thinking about writing it about that, and then I was also going in the direction of the Battle of Little Bighorn for a little while, and then once I really got into it and got the pieces assembled, then I just sort of meditated on it, man, and I felt like it's saying everything it needs to say. You don't really need to. I just ended up. I don't know why. It sort of changed at the last minute, and I felt like this is a cooler tribute than what I was initially going with. So
It really does take you on a journey there.
that's the point.
Really awesome.
That's the goal. Yeah, and Jake contributed some really cool stuff there. So he definitely played a really cool solo, and I asked him to come up with a melodic movement that would sound like a Native American flute, and he did, on a guitar.
That's not a real flute.
Yeah. Oh no, that is.
Okay, I was gonna say
no, that was a part I'd already put in there.
Okay.
Yeah, all that stuff. But I'm talking about just when the band's actually playing.
Yeah.
There's a movement in there that's very Carlos Nakai-like, who's a famous Native American flute player,
Awesome.
and that's who I wanted that influence, but in a metal way, to be there. So it is. I don't know if anybody knows that or was going to pick up on it, but I know it.
Yeah, no, it's great.
So,
Getting off Ice Turf just a little bit, we heard there might be some work on Demons and Wizards. Can you talk about that?
That's happening this year. The schedule, we've already worked up ideas for 3 songs, but the schedule is really from August on is going to be focused purely on Demons. I'm going to try to do some writing in this hole between the United States and when we go back to Europe in the summer, and we'll see where I get with that. But yeah, but it's definitely this year.
I know the music business has changed amazingly amount drastically. Someone that's really passionate and starting out, do you have any advice for them? It's so different now.
Passion and dedication are two different things, and talent is something else entirely. And not all of those three things can work within an individual to make them be able to become successful in this business. But I still believe that the ones that really want it bad enough will figure out a way. But it's different. It's tough, and everybody has the access to social media, and everybody thinks they can make records because they have some software program on their laptop, and it's a very saturated time, but it's also a cool time where you can really be in control of your own destiny more than you ever could. So it's a double-edged sword, and I think the business model, there's going to be multiple business models the way things are done in the future, and I think that a young kid who's got the chops and got the talent, but most importantly the drive to see things through to the end, can and will figure out a way to become successful. But
Very awesome.
I don't know what that is going to be at this point. It's going to take a lot, but somebody will figure it out. Humans can be smart when they want to be.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say to everyone out there?
No, thank you so much for your support, and I appreciate it.
Thank you for your
And we're
time.
going to go to meet and greet now.
All
Gotta
right,
get
thank you
some
for your
work
time.
done.
Looking forward to the show tonight.
All right, cool.
Awesome.
Take
Thanks.
care. Thank you.